Okay, we're live today. I'm coming to you with a new topic, and this is something that is so easy to fix in your job search. We're going to discuss resume common mistakes and how to fix them easily. These are things that are in your control that you can get this taken care of. And if you don't, it's killing your job search. My name is ILENE. I'm an executive recruiter and a job search strategist. I teach job seekers how to market themselves to recruiters and to employers so this way they get hired rapidly. So, before we get started on today's topic, I'm going to ask you, if you're watching right now, to subscribe and click on the bell in order to get alerts for any time that I upload new videos to help you in your job search. So let's talk about resume common mistakes. These are things that are easily fixed, but these are things that can really kill a job search. And they're so simple to make the adjustments. And I see these problems again and again and again, and there's absolutely no reason for them. So, if you are having problems with your job search, first of all, and you need help, you're not quite sure how to approach the job market, you look at your resume and say, it's not generating me the calls that I wanted to generate, because your resume's job is to generate calls. Then I want you to grab time on my calendar so we can talk about your job search to get you hired in your dream job. It is gethired.careers. I'll leave the link in the comments so this way you can just click and get on my calendar and we can discuss it. So let's talk about common mistakes that I see all the time. Number one, not customizing your resume. I know that this takes work. I understand that. But you need to connect the dots for the recruiter. You need to give them a reason to want to call you. And if you're not customizing it and highlighting your experience properly, you're not getting the call. It's that simple. The goal of the resume is to generate that call. So, number one is you're not customizing it. Take the time to really highlight the skills and look at that job description. Match it up. It's like an open book test. Number two is including irrelevant information. I'm a How I Met Your Mother fan. Anyone out there watch How I Met Your Mother? Well, they did a whole episode about resumes, and they were discussing all of the things that maybe it's time that they take off the resume. One of them was that Lily ate the most amount of hot dogs at the Coney Island Nathan's hot dog contest. You know what? If that's not relevant to your job or the job that you're targeting, it's time to take off that experience. It's that simple. Let's say you were a waiter or waitress when you were in college and you were working your way through school. Well, if you're 10, 15, 20 years into your career, that experience is not relevant unless you're in the restaurant or hospitality industry. So you really want to target this because I want you to think of your resume as a term paper. Your objective is your thesis statement, and everything below should support that thesis statement. Number three, and this is the easiest one of everything. Number three, grammar and typos. Do you know what the most misspelled word that I see all the time? Anyone? I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking to see if anyone knows this. The most misspelled word is manager. Manager. Yes. You should have attention to detail. I see it as manger, manger, all the time. Go look on LinkedIn. Do a search for manger. I guarantee you a whole bunch of profiles are going to come up. With the use of spell check, with the use of Grammarly, there are so many things, so many tools at your disposal. There's no reason for typos. And I will tell you, my eye goes directly to them. It's amazing. I can look at a sheet of paper and I spot the typo immediately. Now, is that going to kill your chances? No. Look, mistakes happen. One typo, yes. But when I see 5 typos in a resume, and it was interesting because I did have that situation the other day. and I spoke with someone. They wanted my help with their resume. And I took a look and they sent me what their current resume was. And it was very interesting because on it, they said that they were detail oriented. And they had a whole bunch of other adjectives as well. But one of them was detail oriented. And there had to have been a minimum of 10 typos on this resume. It was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, please be very careful about that. And again, if you need help with that resume, if you need help with your job search because it's not happening for you, I don't want you to go more than 4 weeks without reaching for help. Yes, you could try to do it on your own, but if it's not happening, grab time on my calendar. It's gethired.careers. I'll leave the link in the comments. Let's move on to number 4. No gimmicks, funky fonts. Really keep it straightforward. As an executive recruiter, I look at about 500 resumes a day. I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I keep a folder on my desk of the unbelievable. Okay. Ask me someday and I'll show you some of them. We'll keep the names off just to protect the innocent. But you do not need all of these funky fonts. Yes, look, if you're a designer, you want to do something a little bit out of the box, but you still need to have it readable. A resume is really an exercise in information graphics. It's how you're presenting the information to make it easier to read. Because again, as a recruiter, I'm looking at 500 resumes a day. Make this easier for me. Okay, make me want to call you. Number 5, what I see all the time is either people saying references upon request or listing out the references. Look, you don't need to give me references up front. When I need the references or when the company needs the references, they'll ask you for it. Okay, but you don't want your references contacted for every single job that you're applying for. That's usually at the end stage. Plus, it's also very valuable real estate. So you want to make sure that you have as much space used in order to get the recruiter's attention. So putting references upon request, it's not necessary. Putting the actual references, again, it's not necessary until the time comes. And look, if you want the job and if I want you to get the job, and I'll ask you for those references, and then you're going to be fine. So that's on the back end. So you really need to, let's go back to number 1, you really need to customize that resume. And here's a perfect example. I have a client, she shall remain nameless, but if she's watching, she'll know it, that she was pivoting her career and she was going from one industry to another. Well, it's all in the presentation, and we had to customize that resume based on what she's targeting, not based on what she's currently doing. That's what I teach people how to do. I teach them how to market themselves to land that dream job, to target with laser precision. So this way they're getting the right type of calls, the right type of activity. Because look, you're going to get calls from many, many different types of jobs and many different employers. I want you to land the dream job. That's the goal. I want you to wake up every morning inspired to go to work. I want to set you off on that career path because I'm not only concerned about the job that you're getting today, I'm concerned about what the career path and what the stepping stones are for the future. So I will ask you to get on my calendar. Let's talk about your job search. My name is ILENE REIN. I'm a job search strategist and an executive recruiter. You can visit my website at www.poundingpavement101. There's a link on there for the ultimate job search strategy presentation. And you can take a look and you can learn how to land your dream job. This is ILENE REIN from Pounding Pavement 101. Have a great evening.